Hey everyone, I'm Bianca Jordan, an immigration lawyer at Brazen Legal, where I help immigrants get green cards every day. If you'd like to discuss your immigration case with us, you can call, text, or WhatsApp us at 508 942 7497. Today's video is to discuss this morning's Supreme Court decision in the Sanchez v. Mayorkas case. This is an immigration case that impacts people that have temporary protected status. So if that's you, or if you know anyone that has temporary protected status, definitely pay attention to this video and share it with those that you think would benefit. So this morning, the Supreme Court made a very, very important decision about people that have temporary protected status. And that decision was that TPS does not count as an admission that will allow someone to adjust their status, aka get their green card in the United States. This will have major consequences for people that have temporary protected status that want to adjust their status in the US. So to back up a little bit, what is TPS? For those of you who don't know, TPS is an immigration status. It stands for Temporary Protected Status, and it's an immigration status that's given to people who temporarily cannot go back to their home country because of something that's going on there. For example, a civil war or a natural disaster like an earthquake or a hurricane or a humanitarian crisis, something like that. And when the United States designates their home country for TPS, they're able to stay in the United States while they have TPS, and they're able to get a work permit and a travel document that allows them to leave the United States and come back in a legal fashion. And this is super important for people who maybe came to the United States undocumented and now they got TPS, and that travel enables them to come back. And because they come back legally, they're able to adjust their status. So next I want to talk about adjustment of status. What exactly is it? So generally speaking, there are two ways to get a green card. You can either go through consular processing, which is a two-step process that occurs outside of the US. You're getting your green card outside of the United States. And then there is adjustment of status, and that is the preferred method for a lot of people. It means that you're getting your green card in the US without having to leave the United States. But not everyone who wants to go through adjustment of status qualifies for adjustment of status. In order to go through adjustment of status, you first have to have come to the United States legally, which means that you were inspected, admitted, or paroled into the United States. It means you came in with maybe a visa. It means that an immigration officer saw you, received you at the border, allowed you to come into the United States. That's step one. Step two, you have to be an immediate relative. And for immigration purposes, you have to be the relative of a qualifying US citizen. It's not everybody that qualifies as an immediate relative. So you are an immediate relative if you are the spouse, parent, or unmarried child under the age of 21 of a US citizen. Everyone else is not an immediate relative and they have to go through consular processing. But immediate relatives get the benefit to adjust their status in the United States. And there are a couple other benefits that I won't get into in this video, but it's a very good thing to be an immediate relative of a US citizen. So that brings me to today's case at the Supreme Court. The issue that they had to decide was whether simply having TPS counts as an admission such that you can adjust your status even if you came here undocumented. That means that, for example, you came to the US with no papers, came to the US completely undocumented, and then you were able to apply for temporary protected status, and you were not able to travel on advanced parole. But now let's say you're married to a US citizen and you want to adjust your status. You're an immediate relative, but because you did not come to the US lawfully, you would not be able to adjust your status. Instead, you would have to go through consular processing, which is a lengthier process, especially these days with COVID. And it might be complicated because depending on how long you were in the United States undocumented, you might need a waiver, which could take a really long time. And also, just because you need a waiver doesn't mean that you get one. So there are a variety of states in the United States that allowed people to adjust their status simply because they had TPS regardless of how they originally came into the United States. And today, the Supreme Court said that's not okay. Today, the Supreme Court said that TPS is not an admission. That means that if you came here undocumented and then you got TPS, you cannot adjust your status because you did not come here lawfully. Now, if you came here undocumented and then you got TPS and you were able to travel on advanced parole prior to August 20th, 2020, then you would still be able to adjust. But for everybody else, it does not count anymore. So what does this court case mean? It means that all of these states that have been allowing people to adjust their status simply by having TPS, that's going to go away. They're not going to be able to do that anymore. This is going to have a lot of rippling effects in people's future applications as well. So if you have TPS, especially if you came here undocumented, especially if you qualify for a green card, whether it's through an immediate relative or someone else, definitely speak with an immigration attorney so that you can understand what options you have to still get that green card. I hope you found this video helpful. Please visit brazenlegal.com to learn more about me, my law firm, and how I can help you get a green card. And if you're not already, please follow me on Instagram. As we get more details about what's going to happen after the result of this case, I will definitely put out more videos. So please be sure to follow me so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.